A girl's trip to paradise, a broken neck, and a group of friends who said it was alcohol poisoning. But it wasn't the police who uncovered the truth. It was a viral video that shocked the entire world.
Quilla, can you at least fight back?
This is the story of Shanquella Robinson. On October 28, 2022, 25-year-old Shanquella flew from Charlotte, North Carolina to San Jose del Cabo, Mexico with 6 so-called friends.
Hi, what? They, what Go said, they crew.
Less than 24 hours later, she was dead. Her travel companions called her mom and said she died from alcohol poisoning. But something didn't add up. The autopsy said otherwise. And what came next? That's what shook the internet. And just when everyone started asking questions, an unthinkable video surfaced. We'll get to that footage in just a moment. Who was Shanquella? Shanquella Robinson was more than a headline. She was a driven entrepreneur who owned a successful hair extension business and a children's boutique. People described her as radiant, giving, and ambitious. Her mother said she lit up any room she entered. She joined the Mexico trip with friends she thought she could trust, friends she had known for years. They stayed in a luxury villa. Social media showed them laughing, drinking, and living their best lives. But behind those smiles was something dark. Because less than a day after they landed, Shanquella was found unresponsive. And while her friends told her mother she'd had too much to drink and passed out.
When they got back from the trip with her luggage, what did they tell you happened to your daughter?
That she got sick from drinking. It was alcohol.
The official death certificate said something entirely different. Because how do you explain a broken neck and a severed spine when the cause of death is alcohol? You don't. Unless you're hiding something. Timeline breakdown plus autopsy reveal. The timeline of what happened to Shanquella Robinson is key, and it doesn't lie. Friday, October 28, 2022. Shanquella and her group arrived in Cabo San Lucas and checked into a luxury villa called Villa Linda 32. Located in the exclusive Puerto Los Cabos resort. Photos and videos posted on Instagram that day showed the group enjoying drinks and laughing in the living room. It seemed like a dream vacation, but under the surface, something was brewing. Saturday, October 29th. By around 2:13 p.m., the group contacted a local doctor from American Medical Center, a private clinic that caters to tourists. The reason? Shanquella was reportedly unconscious, dehydrated, and unable to speak. The group claimed she had simply had too much to drink. The doctor arrived about an hour later, around 3 p.m. He found Shanquella in bed, barely responsive but with a pulse. He recommended she be taken to the hospital. The group refused. Instead, they asked for her to be treated in the villa. For nearly 3 hours, the doctor tried to revive her with IV fluids, but her condition worsened. Around 4:20 p.m., Shanquella began to seize. Her lips turned blue. She stopped breathing. The local police were finally called, and by 5:57 p.m., she was officially declared dead. But here's where the lies fall apart. The autopsy report, filed by the Mexican Secretariat of Health, tells a completely different story. It states that Shanquella died around 3 p.m., the same time the doctor was allegedly just arriving. Even more disturbing, the report lists her cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, meaning her neck was broken and her upper vertebrae were dislocated. And get this, there was no mention of alcohol in her toxicology report. Her death wasn't slow. According to the coroner, it was instantaneous. That means by the time help arrived, Shanquella was already dead. No seizure, no IV, no revival. Just a dead body and a room full of friends spinning a story that was quickly falling apart. And if that shocked you, wait until you see what happened when the internet got involved. Because one leaked video didn't just blow the case open, it changed everything. The viral video. Then came the video, the one that changed the narrative forever. Just days after Shanquella's death, a 60-second clip began circulating online. It showed Shanquella, completely nude, visibly disoriented, being violently attacked by another woman in the villa's bedroom. That woman was later identified as Dudhene Jackson, one of the friends on the trip. In the video, Shanquella tries to shield herself, but doesn't strike back. She's clearly weak, maybe already injured. Jackson punches her in the head, grabs her by the neck, and slams her to the ground. Shanquella falls over like dead weight. You can hear a man behind the camera say, "Quella, can you at least fight back?" She doesn't respond. That moment, haunting. The whole internet heard it. The footage spread like wildfire across Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and outrage followed immediately. People were stunned. Why was no one stepping in? Why was someone filming instead of helping? And why did the group tell her family it was alcohol poisoning? Almost overnight, the hashtag Justice for Shanquella started trending. Celebrities like Kyrie Irving, Cardi B, and Viola Davis spoke out. Instagram pages with millions of followers blasted the case wide open. Activists organized marches. The FBI opened an investigation. But here's what made it worse. None of the friends came forward. No apologies. No explanations. No public statements. Just silence. And in that silence, internet sleuths began to dig. They found flight logs, social media comments, old photos. They tracked down addresses. They posted the friends' real names. People were doxxed. Death threats followed. The anger was real, and for good reason. Because this wasn't just a fight. This was a murder caught on camera, and everyone knew it. Even more disturbing, rumors began to swirl about a second video. Some claimed it showed another girl getting involved. Others said there was more footage, unedited and longer. But that second video? It never surfaced. To this day, it's still a mystery. Meanwhile, the woman identified as Hannah Jackson deactivated all her social media accounts and reportedly disappeared from public view. But that's not even the wildest part, because despite the autopsy, despite the video, and despite the arrest warrant, what happened next shocked everyone. The system didn't just fail Shanquella, it protected her killers. Aftermath plus extradition chaos. After the video went viral and the internet exploded, many expected immediate arrests. After all, the crime had been caught on camera. The autopsy contradicted the friend's story. The timeline didn't make sense. But what happened next left people stunned. All 6 travel companions returned to the United States. Not one of them was detained. Not one of them was questioned at the airport. They simply came home. Even more disturbing, some of them attended Shanquella's funeral, hugged her family, and maintained the lie that she had died of alcohol poisoning. The Robinson family was devastated and confused. How could their daughter's killers just walk free? So they started pushing. Hard. They went to the media. They hired attorneys. They begged U.S. officials to get involved, and their voices were heard, especially in Mexico. Just a few weeks later, Mexican prosecutors officially classified Shanquella's death as a femicide, a gender-based hate crime. Then came a Mexican arrest warrant for Hannah Jackson, the woman seen in the viral video. The Mexican government issued a formal extradition request to the United States. Now do you think that would be the moment justice finally showed up? It wasn't. Here's the problem. Extradition is political. It's not automatic. Even with a warrant, the U.S. government isn't required to turn over one of its citizens to Mexico unless certain conditions are met. They need airtight evidence, cooperation between both countries, and the will to push the case forward. And somewhere along the way, that momentum vanished. Months passed. No one was arrested. No extradition happened. No charges were filed in the U.S. Then came the biggest gut punch yet. In April 2023, the FBI announced it was closing the case. Their statement: the available evidence does not support a federal prosecution. The internet lost its mind. What do you mean there's not enough evidence? You have an autopsy. You have a video. You have a body. You have names. Still, nothing. But just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the Robinson family made one bold move that could flip this case on its head. And it's something most families don't even think to do. Final twist. By mid-2023, the Robinson family had exhausted every traditional option.
And this is a citizen of this country. We so often fight for those who are all over the world, fight for our sister. Fight for the Robinson family. Can you imagine the harm that they're going through, the trauma that they're going through, the loss that they will endure for the rest of their lives?
The Mexican warrant ignored. U.S. prosecution declined. FBI investigation closed. The so-called friends silent, vanished, living freely. But instead of giving up, Shanquella's family pivoted. They announced something few expected, a civil lawsuit. If the U.S. government wouldn't press criminal charges, they'd take these people to civil court, person by person, state by state, using every legal tool they had. With the help of attorney Sue Ann Robinson, no relation, the family began filing paperwork to hold Shanquella's travel companions financially and legally accountable. And not just for wrongful death, but for emotional trauma, negligence, and conspiracy. The family also released a formal plea to President Biden and the Department of State, asking them to intervene diplomatically and put pressure on the Justice Department to act. The case had now gained the attention of Congressional Black Caucus members who wrote directly to the president. This wasn't just about one young woman anymore. This was about every Black woman who dies abroad and is told their life doesn't matter. And the public wasn't letting go either. Across the U.S., protests and rallies continued under the banner, "No justice, no peace for Quella." What's perhaps most chilling, though, is how quiet the suspects have remained. Some are rumored to have changed their names. One was allegedly working under a fake identity at a local salon. Another deleted all their social media and hasn't been seen since the funeral. Yet none of them, not one, has spoken to the press, apologized, or expressed remorse. And that's why this case won't go away. Because Shanquella's story is unfinished. Because the truth is out there. Because the internet doesn't forget. And because the evidence, the video, the autopsy, the timeline, it all still exists. So the question now isn't what happened to Shanquella. We know that. The question is, will anyone ever pay for it? If you thought this case was disturbing, wait until you watch this.